line.
Now Prince Harry and wife Meghan Markle have touched down in Canada for a 3-day visit. I wonder if it was one of those ecologically sound planes. Anyway, they're tied into next year's Invictus Games.
Well, as the controversy surrounding their so-called rebrand, we were talking about that yesterday, rumble on, the pair were seen out and about together for the first time since the King's diagnosis, with Prince Harry even getting stuck in with a bit of sit-skiing while Meghan watched on.
Joining us now is the editor-at-large at the Mail on Sunday, Charlotte Griffiths. Great to have you on, Charlotte. Editor-at-large, you can be anywhere, can't you?
You laugh at that every time.
I love it, I love it.
Yeah,
I said
even here in London
yesterday,
Bridge.
I've been a big critic of those two, but I said yesterday, if I was anything to do with him, I would be telling him that the Invictus Games is his legacy. It's an incredible thing that he's put together. Get your head out your backside and concentrate on that, because I think that's a fantastic thing.
Yeah, OK, I can see what you mean. He's going down the right path by promoting the Invictus Games. My personal take is to do a walkabout with Meghan on Valentine's Day. It makes me think that it was about brand Sussex.
With a camera crew?
With a camera crew, just as much as it was about, you know, the Invictus Games.
I tried to be positive.
I know,
Well,
but
I'm sorry.
I mean, that's quite savvy of them, though, isn't it?
It's quite savvy. We've obviously known about this in, you know, royal reporter circles for a while. I actually thought maybe it would somehow get suspended or rearranged because Harry only a week ago was in London looking after his father or visiting his father. But obviously they've decided to press ahead. And fair enough, because as you say, you know, there's a lot of wounded servicemen out there and it's a really important charity. But it's just, I thought the premise was just a bit odd. It's 1 year to go to the Invictus Games. I just thought it was a bit of a...
So for you, is it a PR opportunity in disguise?
Yeah, I was trying to be diplomatic, but yeah. And also it all came the day after the relaunch of their website, of course, so...
Sussex.com, where are you on that? I mean, honestly, I couldn't give a damn, but people are saying that they're... I mean, there was a rumour, wasn't there, they're going to call their children, like Lilibet Sussex.
Yeah, they have. They have called their children Lilibet Sussex, and the reasoning behind it is fascinating because...
It's good for the website.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I thought at first. But as we all know, Harry's very conscious of being the spare. And their previous website was called Archwell, after Archie. And they didn't want to give him any preferential treatment over Lilibet. So they decided to rebrand their children Sussex. So they're both equal.
OK.
Do you believe that? Or do you think it's basically them holding on to the only thing they've got left with the relying to the royal family, which is the Sussex brand?
It's interesting that they also said we wanted to bring all our projects under the same umbrella. Right. And then they said that their children are going to be called Sussex. So I thought, well, hold on a minute, are these children or are they projects? It seems like they've conflated the two a little bit.
This website and the rebrand, for anyone who hasn't, I'm sure, like most of us, logged on to have a look, what actually is it?
Yeah, I've logged on to have a look. It's not much, really. It's a bio of both of them. Doesn't mention that they are members of the royal family. Says that they're humanitarians and that they have all sorts of grand aspirations.
Yeah, how does it describe her? Do you have this? I was asking yesterday. Doesn't she describe herself as one of the most important cultural figures in the world and somebody who's going to change this, that and the other?
Yes, she does. But she's been saying that since before she even married into the royal family. She's always thought of herself as a very important feminist.
She has engineered quite a lot of change in the world. In the royal family, she has.
What? Alienated a father and his son?
Well, I'm not saying she's saying she's engineered a lot of change. I think we would agree she has.
Well, she's one of these disruptors. It's very fashionable in Silicon Valley to be a disruptor. I think it's fair to say Meghan is a disruptor for positive reasons and perhaps some negative reasons.
Somebody said something to me this week, and I've always been honest, and sometimes it gets me into trouble. How ill do you think King Charles is?
How ill? Oh, it's so hard to speculate, but I think the fact that Harry dashed straight over was very interesting.
Yeah.
I think the fact that he's had a second treatment in a week shows that obviously it's something quite serious. He's not just going to homeopathy. He's actually doing some quite serious cancer treatment. But I do think we mustn't speculate too much about health.
No, he's ready to speculate because I just have this. I've long been a fan, and people get angry with me. This your legacy, or rather your right in life. You have to wait for your own mother to die. If he opened his mouth, he was interfering. If he didn't, he was living off and doing nothing. I rather like the guy, and I feel quite sorry for him, if I'm being honest. I
feel sorry for him. He's waited such a long time for this job, and then he had it for a year, and now he's having to be off games. But I think he'll probably come forward and tell us a little bit more about his diagnosis in due course.
Now they've started being more open, and I think they want to be as transparent as they can be without sort of stoking fear. Yeah. In the meantime, that means we see Queen Camilla in this sort of new light, taking on so many different public-facing roles. Yesterday, I mean, it looked like quite a fun affair, really, celebrating the works of Shakespeare with a real A-list lineup.
Such an A-list lineup, and she seems so at home. It's basically the lovies, the great British lovies. And she's
Joanna Lumley, Twiggy...
Yes!
Patricia Routledge, Penelope Keith, Vanessa Redgrave, Maureen Lipman, loads of
And
them.
Queen Camilla right in the middle of it.
Ladies of a certain age and men, but they seemed like her kind of crew, didn't they? She just seemed very at home amongst those people. We know that Giles Brandreth is a really great friend of the family anyway, and he pulled the event together. But the really sad thing was that Charles wasn't there because the whole event was about Shakespeare, and Charles is, of course, a huge, avid reader of Shakespeare. And obviously, it was put together with him in mind, but he wasn't able to go. And it was Valentine's Day, so she was missing her Valentine's. I felt a bit sad, really.
Giles Brandreth also gave them some heart jumpers. I'm not sure we'll see the king out and about wearing his.
I'd love it if we did, though. And the matching his and hers Valentine's jumpers. Your face, I don't think you can cope with that, could you? I'd wear a matching Valentine's jumper. My husband wouldn't, though.
Yeah, precisely. We'll get you one. Thank you so much,
Charlotte, thank
Griffiths.
you.
Lovely.